Hi there. So today we'll be demystifying version control. So the first question is, what is version control? Now, version control is a practice in software engineering, is a practice of managing and tracking changes in codebase. In life, it's a way of keeping track of changes or the history, maybe a date history of a project or whatever, maybe on your Google Doc or Microsoft Word. We don't need to go too far to see version control. So right now I'm going to use Google Docs to explain to you how version control works. And you're going to see how it works in real time. You're going to see how to restore versions. You're going to see how different versions, what it looks like in the context of Google Doc. And my hope in this video is that at the end of it, you understand the implication of version control in the context of coding and software development, so that when we start talking about Git, you already have a very good idea of what Git does. So as you can see on my screen, I already have this document up here. So I'm going to use this onboarding FAQ created at .campus by a program manager to show you how version control works. So this is, if you're familiar with Google Doc, this is what a standard Google Doc looks like. Okay. Now, if you go to this side of the document, you can see this thing here that looks like a clock. Now that is where the version history is. So this version history allows you to take a look at the history of the document, starting from the point when the document was created. So if we go deep into the history of this document, you can see that in the beginning it was blank, just like the whole world before things were added to it. And then Bash added a couple of things to it. So it looks like she created this content in a different place and then copied it and pasted it here. That's what it looks like. Yeah. So she then made it available to anybody that has the link to edit. So that's why here it's showing that, all anonymous users worked on the document. And as you can see, most of the work was basically done on the formatting of the document and all that, and introducing images and all that. That's what was done by all these anonymous users. So the anonymous users in this case was me. And the reason it's showing anonymous was because the link was made open to the public, so anybody using it is most likely to be kept anonymous. So at this point in the document, we modified the permission and that. Okay, so all the changes that has been made on the document were tracked at every point in time. You can see that the change was made by 1:21 p.m. and another change was made by 1:22 p.m. All of these were tracked by Google Doc. So this is what you call version control. Now, if you want to restore, say for instance, Bash doesn't like all the things that I did with the document, all the things anybody else did with the document, and she wants to restore the original work that she did, it's totally possible. All she needs to do is to come up here, this button called restore this version, and click on it, and it will restore that particular version that she wants restored. This is a very powerful feature that just gives you the liberty to allow anybody you like on your team to work on any document you want with them, because you know that you can rest easy knowing that any work that any changes that you've made is tracked and recorded, and that any change that anybody makes on the document can be seen and can be reverted. So that gives you superpower really, for you to do anything, collaborate with anybody you want, and then have fun doing it, right? So this is version control. This is how version control works. And the reason I took my time to explain this is because it's going to help you to understand what version control looks like in the context of software engineering. In the context of coding, what Git is, how it works, There's not much difference between how Git works and how what I just showed you how it works. The difference is not that much. It's essentially the same principle, being able to go back to get changes and being able to manage your changes in a way that is easy to retrieve. So that's version control. So in the videos to come, I'm going to be explaining Git. I'm going to be explaining GitHub. I'm also going to be explaining or showing how to use Git. So stick around, stay with me. We'll see you next time.